I don't know if it's just me, but I've been seeing a lot of videos recently on the subject of creativity, titled something along the lines of, God is telling you to stop consuming and start creating. And a lot of these videos are really, really good, and I think they share such a valuable message that we are creative beings, and that the cycles of consumption that we can so easily fall into can really start to make us feel very unfulfilled and unhappy in life. And that one of the cures is to find a creative outlet and to start making things. Now, I find that I am at my happiest when I am creating, but often I fall into several pitfalls along the way that get in the way, sort of roadblocks, if you will, to my creative journey. I have wanted to make YouTube videos for years. I think probably I was around the age of 16 watching Minecraft YouTube videos when I first thought of the idea that I would love to do that. I'd love to make videos and put them out there for people. And it's taken me probably 12 years to get to a point now where I am consistently making YouTube videos. I've tried at different points to make videos on different things, tried some drawing videos, I've tried some mental health videos, tried some fitness videos, all sorts of stuff over the last few years. And none of it's really stuck. I haven't had the creative juices, I suppose, enough to really throw myself into any of those projects. And it's taught me some really valuable lessons that I want to share with you in the hope that it can perhaps speed you along your journey, to give you some signposting to get out of those pitfalls that I think so many of us fall into. And hopefully from this you can go forward and work out what it is you need to do to become more creative. So I think the first pitfall really we can fall into is to not understand that we are creative beings. You know, in the Bible, in the first book of the Bible, Genesis, God is described as a creator. It's one of the first things that we learn about God. And a little bit later in that book, it says that humans are made in the image of God. So if God is a creator and we are made in his image, then we too are creators. Now, I know to some of you this will be a difficult truth to swallow, and perhaps you may think that I'm not creative, you know, I don't have this creative spark in me. But I want to challenge you to try and find it. You just may not have tapped into whatever it is that you were called to do yet. You know, for me, I tried drawing, I tried writing, and it wasn't until I settled on making these videos that I really just got into a flow with my creativity. And it allowed me to really expand myself and to grow. So it may just be that you haven't actually found what your creative calling is yet. And the best way to go about that, I think, is just to try lots of different things. Try and fail. You know, you may try painting, hate it, don't get on with it, fine, that's not for you. You may try writing, you may try sewing, cooking, anything that is an act of making something. Could be woodwork or metalwork or gardening. And just try lots and lots of different things. Allow yourself that freedom and expression to try something you've always wanted to try, perhaps. And I think you'll find that you probably get quite a lot of fulfillment and quite a lot of enjoyment from doing those things. I certainly know I do when I let myself just try something. And so, yeah, that's my first point really, is to understand that you are creative, even if you've not come across that in yourself before, or you don't feel it at the moment. Just experiment and try things, and eventually you'll probably be able to find something that you really enjoy doing and that really gives you that sense of deep-rooted satisfaction. And then I think the next pitfall that's very easy to fall into is to know that we are creative and we like to do creative things, but that we just spend so much time thinking about doing them rather than actually doing them. Again, this is something that I fell into. I knew I wanted to make YouTube videos, but I spent all my time thinking about what I could make my videos on, or whether I was doing the right thing, whether this was the right niche or the right topic to be talking about, that I never actually went and recorded the YouTube videos. I didn't create anything. I just thought about creating. And it was the same for my drawings and my writing. You know, I started so many different like little fantasy novels that I was trying to write, and I got about a chapter into all of them, and then I just overthought it. I, you know, didn't know where the story was going perhaps, or didn't particularly like one of the characters I created, or just struggled and kept getting caught up in going over and over and over it and editing it constantly and spending all my time thinking about what I was making rather than actually just making it. So that would be my second tip, really, is just to take action. It could be really small steps, but just do something rather than thinking about it. If you know that you really like cooking and that's your creative calling, don't spend all of your time looking at recipes and thinking, you know, adding it to a list of, oh, I should make this one day. Pick something and go and make it. It's far easier and far less stressful on your mind and how you talk to yourself about your creativity if you've actually got something to look at and learn from. You know, if you go and make that meal and it's terrible, great, learn from it and move on to the next one. You're never going to learn and grow in your creativity if you just stay stagnant where you are and spend all your time thinking about what you could be doing and not doing it. And this is as much of a message to myself as it is to you, because I am also terrible for doing this. I spend far too long thinking about what I should go and record a video on rather than actually just coming and recording one. And finally, I think even if we know that we are creative beings and we know what we're supposed to be creating, actually doing that action is the next difficult thing a lot of us face. We may, rather than just thinking about it, we know what we're supposed to be going to do, but we just procrastinate that action. And we procrastinate perhaps because we're fearful of failing or what other people might think, or perhaps it comes from just a sense of numbness and emptiness, a sense that, you know, by perhaps scrolling on our phone or looking at Netflix, we're going to get some inspiration that's going to help us go and create. And I've fallen into that trap myself many times, and it doesn't really work long term. You know, I'm not saying don't look at social media or don't watch films or Netflix. I do get inspiration from those things quite often. In fact, this video was inspired by another video, I can't quite remember which one it was now, but about the creativity and consumption. So it's not all bad. It's just trying to shift ourselves into that doing mode that I was talking about in the last point. And for me, I found the best way to overcome procrastination is just to get it in the schedule. Even if it's 5 minutes per day, make a habit of doing something creative. And over time, that habit is going to build and you're going to get better. Say, for example, drawing. Even if you just do one small sketch per day for 5 minutes, over the course of a month, 6 months, a year, you're going to rapidly improve at how good you are at doing that creative thing. And it creates that positive feedback loop that then means you want to do more of that creative action. You want to be able to produce more, to make more, to be more, to grow more. And it's just a really healthy loop that we can get into by building these small micro habits of just being a little bit creative every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. And that's really helped me in my creative journey, and I hope that it will help you too. I've got a link down below in the description of a little bit of a guidebook, really, on some other simple habits that you can implement in your life that may just help you to get past some of the roadblocks, or to build in those things that we all know that we should be doing, like exercise and eating healthily, and also creativity, of course. And just how we can break that down on a daily basis and do little steps, little habits that will help to compound over time into just helping us to change and to grow as humans. These are all things that I do pretty much on a daily basis, and each one of them I have found to be pretty transformational in and of itself. And I've packaged it up into 8 things that I think are really key for just living a healthy and fulfilled life. So if that sounds of interest to you, as I say, the link's in the description, feel free to grab it. And I hope it helps, and I hope this video has helped you. So that's the takeaway from today. Go and create something, just go and do it. And you will find that even if it's rubbish, even if it fails, even if you hate it, at least you've made something, and you'll look back on it and you'll actually remember doing it rather than just sitting on your phone and scrolling. So that's it for today. Take care and God bless.